In 1933, Adolf Hitler was appointed Chancellor of Germany. Soon following this event, the Nazi Party received numerous electoral victories, creating a hold on the country's government. While the hold on the government was strong in some ways, they didn't receive absolute control as most people think. This was made apparent with the Oster conspiracy, a plan to overthrow Hitler and possibly the entire Nazi regime. During the partition of Czechoslovakia, several Wehrmacht officers made a disorganized plan that never saw its end.
How do you think Hitler rose to power?
Well, Hitler rose to power through, honestly, he was elected. So it was through the party elections. Germany was not doing well economically, and with the Weimar Republic that was set up after World War I. And so they were able to use the economic and political instability of the country to persuade a lot of the people in Germany that they needed a new direction, and that Hitler would provide that kind of new leadership. And so they won kind of a plurality or majority of the seats in the Reichstag, and that led to Hitler being appointed chancellor, and from there he took over.
Do you think there was any way for Hitler not to succeed in Germany?
The other political parties were able to have stronger leadership or to provide better solutions than Hitler was offering, then absolutely, it was not inevitable that he took power. So I think absolutely, if the other parties were providing better options,
Do you think that the German people at the time were at fault for Hitler's rise to power?
I don't know. I don't think it was the people at fault. I don't think it's fair to say they would have known what Hitler would have done. They wanted somebody to help, the country, get out of what the problems they were in, especially because of the fallout of the Treaty of Versailles and all the stuff that was going on. And so Hitler offered a way to go forward, and so they wanted better life, and they thought Hitler could provide that. So I don't think it's fair to say they were at fault for it, at least for him coming to power, and then after he took power, and it would be tough he made it tough for him to get out of power, and for any kind of, and people that did say anything against him, were punished. And so
how would you prevent Hitler's rise to power, say if you were speaking for most of the population?
How would I prevent it? I don't know what I could do as like individually. It would have to be, you need like large groups of people. And so if, me personally, the only thing you could do would be, if that situation, to vote against him, or to make it clear that you think that maybe his aims were dangerous. You'd have to be very clear about that, and hopefully persuade the people not to do that. Hitler's Nazi Party had a very strong propaganda unit that was able to, persuade the people to their side. So you would almost have to do the same thing on the opposite side.
What are some of the worst things that he did?
He did a lot of horrible things. He systematically broke the Treaty of Versailles piece by piece, and so he broke all the rules that Germany had to follow. Obviously, his treatment of groups that were not like him, and so not just obviously the Jews, but he treated the Romas, Catholics, anybody politically against him, anybody who did not fit the Aryan model, he sent to concentration camps, or he politically disenfranchised them and prisoned them. Obviously Kristallnacht, right, and shepherding Jews into ghettos, and eventually into all, with the final solution that was going to happen. One of the worst is horrible, and then obviously igniting, basically forcing a world war, so which brought destruction and horror, and to not just the area around him, but to the rest of the world. So there's a list.
How did it affect the surrounding countries?
Well, as I said, he ignited a world war. He forced the other countries to do what he wanted, on threat of, like, he would take, basically take it. The Anschluss with Austria, the Sudetenland with Czechoslovakia. Then he took over Czechoslovakia, and then he invaded Poland with the consent of Russia, Soviet Union, I should say, and which eventually, united a world war. And then he conquered, took over Denmark and Netherlands and Norway and France. Like he he facilitated the worst world war in history. Not just, but and I would place that mostly on him. And other countries like Japan kind of took advantage of the situation also to do that as well. But yeah, he's one of the, I would say, the biggest criminals of history.
Leading to one of the biggest turning points in history, on September 1st, 1939, Poland was invaded by German troops. This action caused the Second World War. It is possible that if Hitler stopped his conquest of the Sudetenland, the common people of Germany today would most likely believe he was a good leader. However, this never occurred, and Hitler pushed his ideals and vision throughout Europe. These actions caused many people today to respond with no if anyone was questioned if they would follow Hitler. However, when the point of view is changed onto the German people, they are put into their shoes. How much would the answer change?
I want you to imagine a scenario where in a place you live, a loaf of bread costs $200,000 in a time without credit cards. What would you say you would look for in a leader, and why?
I think that I would look for a leader who's like loyal to their people, and I personally think this because I want someone that I can know that I can rely on, and someone who has some sense of stability.
I want a leader to be organized, to make everyone have equal rights, and to make our world a better place and have fairness.
I would look for loyalty, honesty, and like just kindness in a leader.
Let's say a leader says he can fix all of this, and he's a strong speaker, but he'll exclude a certain group, and he says that he's the voice of the people. Would you follow this man? Why or why not?
Probably not, because I've lived through a lot of like prejudice and things, so I think it's best that you should support all people equally.
In my opinion, the first thing I would do is check on the group, like what they're doing, what they're not doing, what they're doing right, and what they're doing wrong. And then if they're doing something that's good for other people, I would possibly go in.
No, because he should love everyone. He shouldn't just exclude people just because he doesn't like feel right with them or just doesn't like them.
This leader has a lot of followers, and the people in your daily life are also starting to become a part of it too. They constantly say how great of a person they are. Would you follow with the crowd?
I probably wouldn't, because I think I like to know things for myself, and I don't want to just blindly follow people.
Well, sometimes I would follow the crowd, but like other times I would like trust my gut and like go the right way.
No, I would like speak my truth and be who say what I feel.
Most people know of Hitler's ability to convey a message with simple and strong words. He delivered his point. His message on discrimination was known as the Final Solution Campaign, a plan to rid the Jewish people from Germany through the means of genocide. With the level of command, he turned Germany into a country of war with the help of the Nazi Party and the millions that voted for him. Although this is a commonly known thing, most people overlook Germany's struggles during the time. The Treaty of Versailles was a huge point, leading to the German people's compliance with Hitler's message. The conditions of the German economy, Hitler's public speeches, and ideals mesmerized the people, launching him to the top. Soon, following his new position, Hitler broke the Treaty of Versailles and plummeted Europe into the beginning of a war.